Morning everyone. So I'm going to jump straight into this today. In today's video I'm going to show you how to cut stair stringers, or my version of how to cut stair stringers. There are a lot of videos online with people putting their 2 cents in about how they want to do it. There's a lot of mathematics involved, but there doesn't have to be, in my opinion. I think I can simplify it. Well, anyone can simplify it and do it this way. So let's have a look at the job so far. But before we do have a look at the job, there is maths involved in cutting stair stringers. You may know that already if you're in the trade, but there doesn't have to be. So there is this website that is called blocklayer.com, and it is the greatest website for working out stairs, decks, spacing, a lot of things really. And it comes in imperial and it comes in metric, and you can just type in whatever part of the world you're in, all the details that you need to do your stairs. So in my case here, it was a 2 meter span across, and all you needed to do is measure from the ground up to the deck, put that information in, put in your ideal run and your ideal rise, put that information in, and there's other information in there I can't remember now. Then you just hit calculate, and then it comes up with diagrams, it comes up with measurements, it comes up with everything. I won't give away any more. Go to Blocklayer and you don't have to do any maths. You just have to measure a couple of things and that's it. So that's what I did. It takes out all the head scratching and all the other thinking that, you know, could be better saved for other things, to be honest. So yeah, it's just a bit of a work smarter, not harder moment. Not work harder, smarter. Yeah, so that's just a little thing you could use. I don't know whether you know about it or not, but it is good. So that's what I did, and it's worked. So yeah, anyhow, let's get on with where we're at with the job. So this is it. I've cut 3 stringers, and I thought it's probably worth showing you how I cut them. I've got a span of 2 meters from the inside of that post to the inside of that post, and I've obviously just set some posts in for the handrail at mid span there and down the bottom there, and they're all set now. So I've got a cleat running along the bottom there, and effectively all it comes down to is determining your minimum rise and you run, whatever you want to do, however you want the stairs to look. In this case, the client wanted to have kind of a pretty shallow gradual stair configuration. So I've got the maximum run on that, which is 355 millimeters, and the minimum rise, which is 130 millimeters. So it creates this really shallow, nice, easy to climb stair once it's all finished. Anyway, once I'm done here, I'm going to have 2 more, so there'll be 5 stringers in total. So let's have a look at how I cut them. Okay, stair stringers. So the stock is 290 mil wide, 45 mil thick. I've got 2 boards to cut. This is 6 meters, but I don't need 6 meters. But I can't get it any shorter than that. I only need like 3.1, which gives me like a 2.9 off cut, which not ideal, but what can you do? Anyway, I've got 2 boards stacked on one another. And what I do is I use some bugle screws and just screw them down to one another. The reason I do that is because when I hit it, mark it and hit it with the saw, the depth of the saw blade will cut through the top one and score the bottom one. So then I take the top one off, and I've already marked the second one on the bottom with the score from the saw blade of the top cut. That way I don't have to mark 2 of them, and it's just more efficient, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do first, is just screw these together, and then we'll mark it all out. So I guess what you have to do is just make sure, as good as possible, because there's always some variation, that you line it up as flush as you can get it, and then obvious reasons. You want it to be flush so that when you put the stringers in place, that everything's nice and level from one stringer to the next. Okay, so that's that. And now, as I was saying before, we've got our rafter square, and there's these little things called stair gauges which screw onto the side of this device, this rafter square device, but I don't have those. So the same thing can be done with sticky tape, or masking tape in this case. So for the rise, because it's always a bit shorter, I feel, I use the thinner, this way is a bit thinner than this way and shorter. So just to remember, I just use this. So I've got 130 millimeters from there to the tape, and on the run I've got 355 millimeters from the corner to the tape. So when we put it on the board, we line that corner there and that corner there on the edge of the board, and then hold it in place, mark and mark. So there's the first mark, so that's the rise and that's the run, and then we go along and repeat that sequence right down the board. I don't have to do it in this case because I only have to count, I think it's eight rise and runs on those stairs, so I just have to do the same thing on this instead of marking the whole way down the board and wasting time unnecessarily. So anyway, I'll mark the rest of the board now. The thing I could do as well is take one of those stringers over there and just sit it on top of one of these ones and just scribe or just trace it effectively on top of this board, which gives me the exact same. But I thought for the purpose of this video, and to minimize the amount of mathematics we're going to do, I would actually show you how to lay these stringers out with a rafter square. So as you can see, that is all of the cutouts marked, and now what I have to do is finish off the marking by just putting in the end plumb cut and for the bottom, down the bottom, and then the plumb cut for the top where it joins into the top of the actual deck. So the way I like to do it is sort of visualize how it's going to look when it's in place. So I can sort of see from this angle now that the stairs are going to be tilted up, which means that's my run and that's my rise. So effectively that helps me. If I know that's my last run there, I can just extend this line down, and that'll give me my plumb cut for the stairs, or for the bearer when it connects into the bearer at the top of the stairs. And then at the other end, I pretty much do exactly the same thing. And that's my last run there. And then I extend that down there for my plumb cut, which will be that face there. And that'll give me there. And then I can just measure however far I want it down there, and then just bring that line across parallel with that line, which will give me my final cut. And then the back at the bottom of the stringer will run all the way up there like that. Okay, so anyway, always admit your mistakes. I actually did that line on the wrong side of the actual run line. So it's got to come down. So if you can imagine, this is the last step, and then it tucks down underneath the joists and then back into the bearer. So this cut here will screw into the back of the bearer. So that's just to achieve that 130 height. Once the decking boards go on, that's what I've done. And then down the other end, you can see second last run, second last riser, last run, and then last riser, and I've extended it down a bit, 180 millimeters, and then just extended that through parallel with that line, and that'll be cut all the way through. And that's it. So anyhow, that's how we lay it out without any real mathematics, and that's it. So let's get cutting. So just as you've seen, just unscrewed this top one from the bottom one. And as I was saying earlier, there's all my score lines for the second board underneath, so I don't have to remark it. Whereas this one, I've just got to finish off these cuts because I didn't cut through the actual mark, just for neatness really. So I just got to mark off these, and then cut them out either with a handsaw or a jigsaw. My preference is a handsaw because it's just, you know, old school, and I like old school. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, let's continue to cut. Alright, so that's the first one cut. I've got the score marks here, so I've pretty much just got to join the dots on the corners, and then, or join the lines on the corners I should say. And then we can cut out the second one. Job done. Okay, so here are the stringers all cut and in place, and I'm just blocking out in between. Got it all evenly spaced. There's a cleat at the back and there's blocks in between. It's all screwed in from the back of the bearer here to the back of the stringer, and then I've just been blocking this out and blocking that out. But then I ran out of gas for my nailing gun, so not much else I can do, and I don't have any nails to hand nail it in. So yeah, anyhow, that's where we're at. It's very much taking shape now, and I'm very much happy with it too. So yeah, so just a couple of bits and pieces that I need to finish off. Once it's all screwed down, I need to just put the joist or the tape protection down each stringer and across each blocking section, and that is it. Then it's ready for a frame inspection. Okay, there we have it. There's my flash, because it's so bloody dark. As I was saying, yeah, there's the stairs. They are in all their glory, ready for an inspection. So taped up with the OptiSeal protection. And yeah, anyway, time to make some phone calls and get this thing inspected so we can lay all those on there. Bye for now.